My name is John MacDonald. I was born on Summerside, Prince Edward Island in 1962, and I lived about 2 miles from the wharf here, and grew up down here. My father fished here. My grandfather fished here. My grandfather on my mother's side fished. My father's father was probably fishing in the late 1800s. Well, it's been that way, but there's been some changes in the last number of years. Licenses have become quite expensive, and sometimes the new generation just can't afford to get into it like it used to be. Yeah, like I had lots of uncles and cousins that fish here, but there's a lot of newcomers. The name of my boat is called the Hazel W, and the W stands for Wall. The person that had the boat built, his name was Reuben Wall, and he named it after his wife. So I bought that rig in 1993 from his widow after the original owner died. I didn't want to. People always wondered why I didn't name it after one of my daughters, and I said no. I said the Wall family's been a tradition around here for many generations. I didn't want to change it. When we start in early May, we usually leave the wharf around 5 a.m. As the season progresses and daylight happens a little earlier, by the end of the season we're leaving at about 4:30. I have 2 guys that work on the back of the boat, two young men that are powerful men, and I haven't had to do as much this year, and it's really good to see they're both well experienced, and if they see something that needs to be done, they just do it. You don't have to tell them to do it. Like if there's a trap with something broke on it, or a buoy that needs to be replaced, they just go and do it. And we generally we're on our gear about 20 minutes after we leave the wharf, and we haul, and we don't usually stop too much for breaks or lunch or anything. We just, if we're sailing between gear, we have a sandwich or refreshment of some sort, and we're usually back in by noontime. Yeah, we're fishing 300 traps, 6 on a buoy, so we have 50 stops. So yeah, we're usually in by lunchtime most days. Yeah, when we hit the wharf, our fish buyer is there with a truck, and we put the lobsters on the truck and weigh them. I like a nice day going out fishing and you know, coming in with a good catch of lobsters, and it just makes you feel good, and it makes the guys in the back of the boat that are working for you feel good. Yeah, it's when we set our gear in early May, everyone usually goes back to their regular spots where they've always fished. And some years you might have to move some gear around, you know, first couple days if there's one place that's fishing a little better than others. But it's fun to go back and to the same spots and see how it's going to be year after year. Well, there's a lot of challenges now with my wife does all the licensing and computer work. There's a lot of stuff on the computer that some of the older fishermen just are incapable of, and I'm just too stubborn to do it. So she looks after all the stuff with Department of Fisheries and all the licensing and all that. In the early part of the season, it's very, very cold, and in early May, it's a lot of people couldn't take it. But with the gear you can buy today, you know, you can buy the finest kind of layering of clothes, and we have a bus heater in the boat that keeps the wheelhouse warmed up. And if the guys in the back of the boat get a chill or get a little cold, they come up in the wheelhouse with me for a while, and doesn't happen very often, but they can come up and get warmed up. I don't know if people realize that. And on the north side of Prince Edward Island here, especially here in the middle of the island where we are, any northeast wind makes it a rough day. And if it gets too windy, well, you have to come home. You risk somebody getting hurt or perhaps breaking off some gear. We usually come home if it gets too rough. I like them steamed. I just steam them, and lobster sandwiches are my favorite. Oh, I guess the only thing I could tell them was to, you got to work hard and respect the old guys that are around you, and then you'll get respect back. If there's anything I could do after, being on the water for over 40 years, lots of, sometimes the younger guys will ask you a bit of advice, and then sometimes they seem to do it and take your advice, and sometimes they go and do something different. So they'll learn after a while. Yeah, I had to learn. So I had to learn, had some hard knocks, and I survived it. Thanks for having me.